Karen and Fatima need to talk. And I want to talk about what needs to be said. What's good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane coming to you with another Sistas video. And in this video, we are going to talk about a conversation that needs to happen pretty soon between Karen and Fatima. There has been a lot that has gone down in season 3 of Sistas, with Zach sitting in the middle of these two beautiful ladies. And now we need to get to a common ground. Okay, so first and foremost, the thing that Karen needs to say to Fatima is that she is sorry. I do think that at some point, whether it's within the season finale of season 3, I'm recording this before the end of season 3, or early on in season 4, we will see Karen and Fatima have a conversation where Karen actually apologizes for calling Fatima out of her name and turning up at the office. Honestly, Karen's beef is not with Fatima. It never has been. However, unfortunately, when our emotions are involved, specifically, she has additional hormones involved with being pregnant and, feeling out of control, feeling basically on the wrong side of this, and feeling like you just need to do something to be able to express yourself. Sometimes it manifests like this. We say all the time in the hood, you don't ever confront the girl like you confront the guy. And that's something that should have rang true here. Now, mind you, Zach isn't cheating because Karen and Zach are not together. So Fatima ain't the other woman or anything like that. But I do think that these rules still apply. She doesn't really have any issues or anything to say to Fatima. All of her qualms and things should be directed towards Zach. And she was out of line in how she spoke to Fatima and how she disrespected Fatima and how that whole situation went down. And I do think that at some point Karen is going to realize that as she settles into what she's going to do with this baby, as her and Zach get onto the same page. It's going to have to happen because one thing is that Fatima isn't actually going anywhere. I really believe while it's unfortunate and while it's going to suck, the news is going to be bad to hear. I don't think that Karen being pregnant by Zach is a thing that's going to be a deal breaker for Fatima, especially with us having Zatima the series coming soon as well. If you want to know more about Zach and Fatima spinoff, Zatima, I did a whole video breaking down all of the characters that are involved, the storyline that they are already communicating, and then some of the actions that we can anticipate for these characters to take in a special video, which I will link in the cards above as well as the description box down below. So go ahead and check that video out after this video so that you stay up to date on all of the Zach and Fatima information. But back to what I was saying, Karen, if she's going to be a positive co-parent in this particular situation, she's going to have to get along with Zach's partner, who is Fatima. So if for nothing else, she has to make amends and has to make peace for that, I think that she's going to do it. But I also think that, again, Karen is going to come to an understanding or a place that, and realize and reflect that, yo, I was wrong, I was out of line. And she's going to realize not only specifically for that moment, but like her beef isn't actually with Fatima. And to another extent, y'all, I honestly believe at some point we're going to see Karen thanking Fatima because she's going to also see how Zach has grown just in the small amount of time that Fatima has been in his life. And I think that she's going to be appreciative for how she was able to positively impact this man that she loves. Now, I know it's going to be a lot of healing and maybe other conversations and a few missteps in between, but I definitely think that that is actually coming. Now, the conversation that I think Fatima wants to have, or what she needs to say to Karen, is just going to be one about boundaries. I think that Fatima is going to be the one to communicate what she will and will not stand for, how what happened was completely inappropriate. She's going to reaffirm how like she really doesn't have any problems with Karen and she has liked Karen from the beginning and she had hoped that they could actually be friends. However, she understands how messy this is, but if they are actually going to be able to positively move forward, because clearly they're going to be a part of each other's lives for the foreseeable future, then there are certain things that have to happen. Fatima is a very well put together woman. She is a woman who knows what she wants. She does not accept just anything, whether that's from a man or from her friend group. and or associate group. So she's not going to just put up with a bunch of BS, even though she kind of let it slide a little bit with Karen in that previous episode with her blowing up. This isn't something that's going to be like a repeatable process for her, and I think that that's what she's going to actually make clear. And then I think that Fatima's going to have a conversation with her about her relationship with Zach. Not that she owes Karen any types of explanations or anything like that, but I do think that at some point Tyler Perry is going to give us that because he's going to think that we need it, even though we don't. But I think that that's going to actually come, and I'm pulling that from just rewatching season 1, y'all, and seeing how Tyler Perry did some of the storyline things and some of the dialogue in that season, and then seeing how some of the things have literally repeated in the most recent season. I do think that that part is going to be another conversation that's going to come. I'm very interested to see if at any point we're going to see all three of them. So that would be Zach, Karen, and Fatima in a conversation. And I honestly would be here to see that. I don't know if we're going to actually get it or if we actually need it. If these girls can come to a place of common ground and mutual respect to each other on their own, then they don't actually have to get into a room with Zach. But I kind of am like, I guess the messy dramaness of, or me wanting that of it all, would love to see Zach sweat a little bit and be all nervous and anxious how he likes to get when he's put in on the spot about something. But putting all of them in the same room together and then seeing it actually get hashed out in that way would be actually really cool too. So yeah, other things that I do think that need to be discussed specifically from Fatima's end is going to be about the relationship with Andi and where Andi fell in reference to her perspective and understanding of the relationship with Zach and Fatima, and then how that actually looks to Karen. I think that Fatima is going to be a pivotal part in helping Andi and Karen mend their friendship, because in all honesty, it does not look good. Like with Karen walking in, hearing Andi say that, with Andi knowing what she has known and having gone through a lot of this Zach and Karen relationship with Karen, it was definitely hard. Like I really felt bad for Karen, you know, and put myself in her shoes and like, yo, I wouldn't want to walk in and hear my best friend saying this shit either. But I think that Fatima's going to have a conversation specifically with Karen about that, which will also help bring in some kind of healing energy when it comes to this rift that has been developing between Andi and Karen. Ultimately, I'm hoping that, you know, Andi does not have to choose between either of these ladies as her friends. However, I do think that we're going to see Fatima create a little bit more distance. One, because we see their show coming and they're literally introducing all of her friends on her side, which are none of the actual sisters. Two, because it is just a little bit messy, and one thing that Fatima doesn't want to actually be a part of is unnecessary mess. So I do see her not necessarily not being Andi's friend anymore, but definitely pulling back a bit and keeping her distance in order just to protect herself and protect her peace and not leave the door open for some unintentional drama. Well, y'all, I would love to know what you think Karen and Fatima would need to talk about, if anything. If you don't think that they need to talk about anything, you could tell me that in the comment section down below. Just be sure to keep it respectful, okay? But I would love to hear it. I will be reading all the comments and replying to y'all so that we can keep this conversation going. Season 3, Sistas, specifically the end, these last 5 episodes have been utterly amazing, and I'm very excited for the season finale. And if you are new here, hit the subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications so that you don't miss when I post a new Sistas video. I have thoroughly enjoyed breaking down each episode, storylines, and character development with y'all, answering a lot of your questions, and I will continue to do so. So you don't want to miss it. Hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.